Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We are in the Ray Racing FF1600 for week 3, season 1, 2024. This is the Christmas edition. Ho, 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 and hope you've all been very good boys and girls and been given all the presents that you deserve. Anyway, we are at Oran Park for their Moto version of their track here. It's a great little track, fairly technical. There aren't too many overtaking opportunities, but because it's technical, what we can do is if we've had a bad qualifying session, we can sit behind someone, we can put lots of pressure on, and we can watch them go careering off at any one of a number of corners. In the Formula Ford, it is good fun. There's a lot of sliding about, a lot of counter steering, and it should make for an interesting week of racing. So as always, we're going to do a cockpit lap with me, showing you my braking points and my throttle and stuff like that. Then we're going to go for a chase cam and then back in the cockpit once again for a full speed run through with the driving line on. As always, if you're new to my channel, thanks for coming in, spending a couple of minutes watching this. Please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification. It helps me greatly. And if you haven't already seen, I do have an online shop, online store where I design all the merchandise myself. We've got a big sim racing section there where you can get mugs or tops or anything like that. And we do have an awful lot of other things if you are into having funny graphic t-shirts and you want to stand out from the crowd. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get back in the cockpit and I'll show you my lap. Okay, so here we are in the cockpit ready to start the lap. We're in third gear, we're changing up to fourth when we hit the blue light. We're over on the right hand side. And what we're looking for here is the end of this green wall. We're going to start a lift down to about 50%. And we're going to start to cut across this turn 1. So this is turn 1 here. And then just after we hit the apex of that, we're going to start braking in a straight line over to the right-hand side of the track, up to about 90%, so really quite hard. I'm going to drop it from fourth down to third, down to second, and then into first. We're going to just about be kissing that inside curb. I'm going to be feeling for the throttle to get back on, and then we're full throttle up to second, up to third, and then we're back over to the left-hand side here. And the braking marker here is just as the pavement starts. We're going to brake up to about 90%, 96%. It is worth remembering that I dropped my brake bias down to 55% so I can get the full use of those rear tyres as well. And we're going to be dropping it down to second gear and then again down to first gear. Feeling for the throttle, getting back on at this stage as we're hitting the apex, holding it round up to second gear, and then we're going to be repeating that last turn almost exactly the same. So we're in second gear here, and then we're going to be braking at the apex on the left-hand side here. We're going to be braking again up to about 90%, a quick trail off down to first gear, and as we feel for the throttle at the apex, we're going to hold it up to second. Over on the left-hand side, we go across the bridge, and then here in second gear, we're not going to brake, but we're going to do a lift, and we're going to continue to lift until we're sure, again, that we're able to make the corner, and then we're back up to full throttle around here. You're going to move out to the left-hand side. That's fine. Up to third gear, and then we do, unlike in the V, we do actually brake for this corner for turn 7, Foster's Dip. We're going to brake up to about 50%, trail it off, and then we're looking to get back on full throttle as we apex on the right-hand side. You can take plenty of curb, plenty of the concrete on the right of that. Over to the left-hand side, back over to the right-hand side, and you'll remember in the V that here is just a lift, but in the Formula Ford, we're going to be braking up to about 50%, dropping it from third gear down to second, a little bit of right-hand down to arrest the slide. You'll see it easier when I actually play this at full speed. And again, we're just holding some maintenance throttle here to keep the rear engaged, and then back up to 100%. We'll drift out to the right. Again, that's fine as long as you don't hit the mud. Stay in third gear, clip this corner, clip that one, and then what we're looking for is just before we get to the dark markings on the track here, we're going to be braking up to about 85%. Trailing it off down to the inside, to the apex, hooking your left tyres again on the red and yellow rumble strip, down to second gear, and then back on full throttle at this point. You'll feel like you're bogging down a bit, but second is better than first. and then just rev it out and over and across the line for a 1:11.351. So not a bad time. This is obviously on warmer tyres. We'll play it again now through on the chase cam. Okay, so we're back in the chase cam view. We're going to run through at full speed, and you can see whereabouts my tyres are on the track or off the track, as it may be, for your own comparisons. So over on the right-hand side, looking to spot the end of the green wall so we can turn in and do a little lift. Down to 50%. Braking hard now, over to the left-hand side, down to first gear, just kissing the apex. Up to second gear, looking to spot, again, the concrete on the left, braking up to about 90%, not much of a trail brake there. Down to first gear. This next corner is almost a repeat, exactly the same thing. In first gear. Cat's meowing in the background, do apologise if you can hear that. Yeah, nice wide entry, clipping the apex there. Up to third gear, braking up to about 50%, very quickly, trail brake. In third, I'm moving across, hooking over the left-hand side, second gear, up to third, revving it out in third here, making sure we cut both of those apexes, and onto the final corner. And over the line. Okay, one last time from the cockpit with the driving line on. See you in a second. Okay, back in the cockpit for one final full speed run through. End of the wall, turn in. Brake hard. Drop it down to first gear. So it does slide around a bit. It's a lot of fun. And again, we cross the line. Thanks so much. Hope you're having a wonderful festive period, and I shall see you again next week. I've been Sambo iRacing.